We're at Black's Distillery here in Peterborough, and I am Robert Black, and I distill vodka, gin, and rye from locally grown grains. I use red Fife wheat to produce vodka with, and red Fife wheat was first developed here in Peterborough County in 1840, and it makes a really nice vodka, nice, rich, smooth vodka with has like a viscosity like red wine. Maryland Organics is who I use for my grain supplier, and yeah, it's great stuff. I like good food, good spirits, and I think it's like anything else, you just have to use real things, and I like to make stuff from real quality stuff, and that's my take on it here. Stop into Black's for a tasting and a try of quality handcrafted spirits from grain to glass.
We are at Lang Pioneer Village Museum. Lang is a living history museum, and we demonstrate traditional skills and the lifestyles from 1825 to 1899, and we do that through the use of historic homes and historic businesses like a blacksmith, general store, printsmith shop, that sort of thing. We are very fortunate to be the home of the Fife cabin from 1825. It's the original cabin that's actually been moved to the museum from a couple lines over. The Fifes were Scottish immigrants that came to Canada in the 1820s, and we tell their story here as part of our interpretations. Well, the story goes that, so David Fife himself was considered a progressive farmer at the time. So he was working with different strains of wheat. He was finding that it wasn't doing very well, it wasn't very hardy in our weather. So he wrote to a friend back in Scotland and asked if he could send him some seeds to try out different versions here and just see what would do better. And once they arrived, David planted them, and he had success with one of those seeds. He ended up with 5 heads that were viable, that did very well. In the fall, they were harvested and dried, and as that successfully grew more, they were able to share the seeds with their neighbors and friends, and then the business just grew from there. The reason that I think that it's important today to focus on heritage grains or to celebrate the history of our food is because it connects the connection between the history and where the food came from, and it also personifies it. So people they like to know where their food came from, they like to know the stories behind it. It's not just about this type of wheat that exists today. It actually was 100 years ago created and cultivated by a real person who actually existed.